Recently, I visited Canberra. Canberra's light rail opened in 2019. This video will include a ride from one side of the line to the other and back, and a complete review of the whole system and comparing Canberra's light rail to Melbourne's light rail. The line has 13 stops. They include Allinga Street, Ulora Street, Apima Street, MacArthur Avenue, Dixon Interchange, Swindon Street, Phillip Avenue, Epic and Racecourse, Stamford Street, Wells Station Drive, Nullarbor Avenue, Mapleton Avenue, Manning Clark North and Garland Place. The fastest I remember the line got to was around 70 km an hour. Services run every 6 minutes during peak hours on a weekday and 10 minutes in the off-peak. On a weekend, services run every 15 minutes. The light rail line was built to a good quality like any other new light rail line constructed in the world. The line is 12 km and takes 25 to 30 minutes each way. A ticket costs $2.50 for concession and $5 for adults. A short-term ticket lasts about an hour and a half. Long-term tickets exist at all stations, and all you need to do is tap on the stop you get on at, and tap off the stop you get off at. This is very similar to the Myki in Melbourne. The route uses 14 CAF Urbos 3 trams. These trams are also in use in Sydney. Each of these trams has 4 doors each side as well as being a 5-section tram. The light rail line is run by Canberra Metro Operations. The line and services will be run for 20 years under the company Canberra Metro Operations, called the CMET for short. The company is independent to the government, being subcontracted out by the government. There are 66 seats in each 5-section tram with a 2-2 seating configuration. Seating includes blue for normal seating and red for priority. The trams have a crush load of 207 people, including people standing. In each tram carriage, there are 2 wheelchair spaces and 4 bike spaces. Each tram has a total length of 32.9 metres and can be driven from both ends, meaning there's a cab at each end of the tram. Personally, I found the seats on the tram way too hard, as I felt like I was sitting on plastic. I have heard the seats are hard to limit graffiti and vandalism on the seats, but this sacrifices the comfort of the seats. The first light rail extension will be constructed in 2 phases. This new section of line will have 12 new stops. The first phase, Phase 2A, will be an extension from the current terminus at Allinga Street to Commonwealth Park, travelling a distance of 1.7 kilometres. The new stops for this first phase will include City South, City West and Commonwealth Park. This section is expected to carry an extra 3,000 passengers a day. The Mitchell Depot will also be expanded to accommodate 4 new light rail vehicles with a wire-free track design. The other stage, Stage 2B, will be an extension from Commonwealth Park to Woden. This will be 9 kilometres long and will require a new bridge to be constructed over Lake Burnley Griffin. This route will also travel through the Parliamentary Triangle. Other future extensions to the light rail network will be Tuggeranong to Woden, the CBD to Canberra Airport, and finally Belconnen to the city. These will all hopefully be open the next decade, although it's unclear when some of them will open, due to the first stage not even started construction yet. So, how does this compare to Melbourne's light rail system? Canberra's light rail system already operates 10 km faster than Melbourne's, with Canberra's having a maximum speed of 70, compared to Melbourne's light rail, which is limited to a top speed of 60. Differences between Melbourne and Canberra's light rail include higher overhead, with Canberra's being 1 metre higher than Melbourne's. Other differences include higher voltage, with Melbourne's being 600 and Canberra's being 750. Melbourne's light rail also has some spots where cars and trams share the same space. In Canberra, there are no spots where cars drive along the tram tracks. Even though in Canberra, there is no spots where the cars and trams go along the same route. While riding the light rail system, my tram finished early at Dixon's Interchange due to a person being hit by a tram at Apima Street. This man suffered life-threatening injuries. It has also been said that the driver hit the wall quite hard. I also wonder if this incident occurred due to trams not gonging very often, as when I was there I never heard a tram gong once. Even when I was passing trams I didn't hear them gong. After the incident, replacement buses then ran from Dixon Interchange to Allinga Street, meaning I finished my light rail trip on a bus due to the tram incident. People getting hit by a tram is a common issue in Melbourne, but in Melbourne it's mainly cars hitting trams. So, how do I rate my experience on the Canberra light rail? I found the seats to be very uncomfortable, but the tram moved quite quickly from one end of the line to the other. Besides from the annoying bus trip, it was a very pleasant journey. I would say Canberra's light rail is much more modern than Melbourne's, even though it has less routes than Melbourne's. But it would be nice for Canberra's light rail system to have more comfortable seats for the journey, as this is my main concern of their new light rail system. Besides from the uncomfortable seats, I highly enjoyed my trip on Canberra's light rail, and I encourage anyone from Melbourne, if if they get the chance to travel to Canberra on the tram and see what you think of the journey. I hope you enjoyed this video.